Hello, beloved brothers and sisters. Welcome again to the last but not the least of our Canva video section. And then here, I will be guiding you through this last section. I want to ensure that you get everything that you needed to actually understand how graphics works. In our previous video, we were able to cover up some of the basic, even not all, but some basic that we allow us to be able to create a very nice graphics. And then here today I want us to explore a little bit in some of our brief that we created in the last video. This will also help us to understand how we can interpret messages in our mind as regards to graphics. And so I sent a brief together with the video I did last time, and then in this brief I explained further that we needed to actually create an Instagram post, which is number one thing that we need to consider, an Instagram post. And then I said in this brief that it's going to be three brief. We have one to be 50th anniversary, we have the second one to be Lagos Island 50 concert, we have another one to be Lagos Island District 50th anniversary festive divine service. So then if you look at the brief very well, there is something about graphics that you need to understand. You need to be able to understand the brief. Yes, the same as when you are in your congregation and you wanted to have maybe a youth meeting or something like that. There must be a way that you can put all these things down that we communicate the message to people, and that is what I feel like addressing in this video. Alongside, I will be addressing other things that might be some maybe a gap. If you are not using your Canva Pro, can you still do better? Can you still design and then make use of the available resources that you have to actually compose, and so on and so forth. In this video, I will not use too much of the Canva Pro features, but I'm going to be using all the free features, and then from there, like I promise, I will still continue to share the Canva Pro link. And then this is easy if you actually found the link and then you join the link. The thing about this link is this: you are not the only one that is looking for this link. And then the last link I shared, I think it was when I shared it, it was about 150 people that has joined this team. But unfortunately, only few people were able to join. Only few people were able to click the link. And before you start thinking of clicking the link and now looking at the value of the link, the 500 space already filled up with other people around the world. So the thing is this: someone created the group and then he wanted to use it for his team, and then we got to have the link, and then we start joining those team. So he might decide not to give us access, but in some cases I think they give a lot of access, and then we use all this access to actually use it for we use all this added advantage. We use all this access to help us get close to getting what we need on Canva. So I won't make this video too long like the previous one we did, but I want us to actually explore one of these brief, and then while exploring this brief, think about the brief that we are going to give next, and this brief will be purely uh too brief, and you are going to submit it too brief, one for your personal business and the other one for the church. So we are going to explore just one of these, And then which one should we explore? Let's go for the 50th anniversary concert. And then in this 50th anniversary concert, there are something that we need to look into. What is the objective of this brief? Is to create an Instagram post to promote the Lagos Island 50th anniversary concert, highlighting the special visit of our lead apostle. So in this particular objective, we need to understand that what we are trying to do in our design is to ensure that the 50th annual concert of Lagos Island is well pronounced. Like, people can actually view it and said, okay, this is what is going to happen. And that is what I call emphasis. I lay emphasis on some things which every graphic designer always does. So we need to first understand what the brief is talking about. And then let's look at the details in full. What we are going to be putting in start from here and ends here. And if you look at it very well, you are going to see that everything that you need is here. As a graphic designer, this is how you prepare your brief. Yes, this is how you prepare your brief. First, you have to look for the event title. What is the event title? Event title can be what you are doing per se. Let's say the event that is coming up in a certain region. That is the event title. And then how are we going to know that it's event title? Because one thing that we needed is to know what kind of event that is being done, and the event that is going to come up in that space is Lagos Island 50 anniversary concert. So there are also hierarchy in this title, and the hierarchy here is one. I have this 50th anniversary because this 50th anniversary is going to come up, and again, concert is also going to come up. So these two are very, 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 very important, and then we need to take note of that. But one is more important at the present moment uh of this brief, and that is the concert. Yes. Why? Because we are already crusading this for a concert. So we are going to look at it in a short time, and then we have the date, we have the time, we have the venue, then we have our special guest. Then there's also another tagline. This tagline is what you can actually as well think yourself and said, okay, come and experience an evening of a glorious worship, or come and experience classical music that will touch your soul. Something like that can come up, and then we can put those things, those taglines, so that it keep inviting people to actually come and then ask for, okay, uh classic music, maybe the one I've been hearing before is not actually the best. Okay, let me try. And so we can continue to think about what we interest people. Just like when you're actually building a business, you are going to also look at it and said, okay, this is what is going to help people. And then here we are going to have the church logo and also the church name. We are going to put the church logo, we are going to put the church name. Then here we are going to use image, of which I expect that when you read the brief very well, we are going to know that we are going to be using some image like musical instrument. We are going to use a concert stage if we have one, or we're going to have find one. And then here we are going to maybe have a joyful audience. So all these things, we can put them together in our design. Then what are the requirements? What is this brief required for? You have to set your design like this. What is this brief requiring from us? One of it is template. Use an Instagram post template from Canva. That is, you can actually use a template from Canva. And then it said dimension 1080 x 1080 pixel, and then color and font. It said use festive colors, and then and elegant font to convey the concert celebratory atmosphere. Then he said, yeah, ensure readability. That is, everything that you put must be readable. So let's come to the main thing that we need to do, considering the brief. Firstly, we are going to look at it. We start with the size. And what size are we going to use now? We are going to be using uh, our our Instagram post size. So for me, I think I want to actually start this from scratch so that we can use it to learn some things. Like I said, I want to ensure that we don't use we don't use much of the pro features, where you can use some of the free features that are in Canva, that we can use to actually prepare our designs. So let's come to creating new design. We are going to come to it. We create a new design. Then here we can create Instagram posts. Like, look at the size, 1080 x 1080 pixels. So when you create this, you are going to have a page like this. And then when we have a page like this, just like what we have been having, that shows we have already been able to talk about the size that is required in this design. The size required is for us to create an Instagram post, and then the requirements and dimension is this. So I think from there we can go and said okay. So from there we can go and said okay, we have our size ready. So having considering the size, what next are we going to do? Is for us to look at other elements that are required, because you are actually going to bring those elements in and start working with them gradually. So when you go back to the brief, you are going to see again that we have some elements that we need to actually put into this design, and one of it is we need to use musical instruments, or we need to have a concert stage, and we need a maybe a joyful audience. So either of this is one of those things that need to be present in our design. So it doesn't really matter uh which image are we using right now, but for me, I think we should be able to get some image from the church, from images that we have in the church. So I will just go directly on my uh, PC, and I'm going to search for NAC Nigeria. So I have it already here, and here in NAC Nigeria, I'm going to go to image and actually look for what we have there. So for everyone asking for logo, this is a logo which you can pick, and then all you have to do is just select it. Then if you're using your phone, just press it down. After selecting, then you can save it. Here I will just right click on my PC, and then I can click on save, and when this is done, I can save it up. So here I want to look at some of those things that we have online. Yes, we have these, but they are not. Are they really talking about concert? No. So we can go on and on and on and on, and then let's look at this. This is really nice because it reflects of our activity that we have in Ikot Ekpene. So if you are here, and then you'll be able to know that okay, these pictures were taken from a concert, and then on that day, a concert on that day. So I think we can use this picture. So all I need to do is right click, then I have to save this picture, then I save it, then I got it right on my PC. So then after that, I can also have other things which are also required in this design. What are those things that are required? Are the the images are also very, very required, because the images are also required. And then what are those images? Is the image of music, instrument, and every other thing. For example, if you come to your Canva and then you come to element here, and then you are typing, okay, you type something like instrument or musical instrument, you are going to have different ones. But most of all these instruments, if you go on graphics, you can see that most of them are pro. You can see they are pros. So only few are are not pros. So what if we actually want to have images that we can bring outside? Though we might not be able to use the pro pictures, but what if we have the image and then we bring them outside? And most of those image, sometimes we might want to take off their backgrounds, or probably there are some images that we do want to have, and then the we don't want the we don't want them to come with backgrounds. So I found a space for you, and then here you can work on it, and that is a website, png wings pngwings.com. So in this PNG wings, you'll be able to search every image on PNG, because every image on PNG will not have a background. So that is why we are using PNG. We have JPEG. JPEG we always have a background, but in this format, we are going to be using just uh PNG wings, and then we are going to be searching them without background. So I have so many search already. I use this a lot. So here I just want to search musical instrument, and then I can start looking at that and then search. So coming to it, I have many of them, like this, like this, like this. We have so many of them, like that. So we just have to explore and see and see and see and see, okay? And then probably if we check again from different angles, you're going to be seeing some like that, like that. So just go, and you're going to see that there are no backgrounds here. Like this one is also nice. That's we can use this. We can also still go and search. So take your time and search. This is one, and then this is also nice if we can use this. So I can click on it, allow it to load, and then after loading, then having seen it this way, I can then try and download this PNG. You can do this on your phone. Just have to close the ads. You don't need to open the ads. Then you just wait for it, then it will download. But sometimes it might require you to actually do some kind of uh, puzzle thing, and then you just have to do it. Then you just get it download on your PC or on your phone, either of the two. It works very fine. So now we have the image, we have the uh uh the we have the images that we want to use. We can then decide to bring them inside with our upload, like this. When we come here, then we can come to upload, and then from there we will be able to see from what we have. Like I have these already. I want to, you might not be seeing this, but when you click on upload, you'll be able to bring those image in. So I'm bringing this image in now, and then like me, I have many other images that I've bringing from even that PNG wings. So I have them here already. So you just have to look at them. So first image that I am considering bringing up is this image. You can just click on any of the image, the way you are bringing image like that, you can just bring image and just click on it. It will come up. Then here I want to expand it. I want to expand it. Then make sure that it is visible enough, and then actually showcase something really, really nice. Now, another thing to consider is, having bringing this picture, we can decide to filter it. We can decide to add some kind of editing into this picture to make it look really, really nice in our design. So what I'm going to be considering is edit the picture. In this editing picture, I am going to have some certain features that I am going to be using. So here I'm going to be using a filter. There are a lot of things here. There are shadows and many things that you can use. When you have a picture, you can edit and put shadow to it and every other thing. But in this our edit, you can see filter. So in this filter, if you click on it, all you are going to see so many filter that you can use. You can use this, you can go on and on like that. But the one we are going to be using for this purpose is mono, and in this mono I'm going to be using the classic, because I just want something that will look at the background. It's just going to be like a background and something like that. So don't forget that we are also going to be needing our logo, the church logo and everything. So because I have them here, so that was why I'm not bringing them in. So if you just downloading them, you can also bring them in yourself. But when you have some devices, I mean uh some kind of material already on your on your Canva, it remains really there. So you don't have to bring them in often like that. So all you have to do is use your transparency to actually fade this in. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to use transparency, and then I'm just going to reduce it. I'm just going to reduce, because I don't want it to be too loud, but I just want it to come really like this. And then you can do this with your phone. Just try it out. It's really, really work. After having this, I also want to bring other element to complement this design. And then I can decide to go with an element. Then here, all I want to use a rectangle. I want to take this off, then use a shape. I'm going to bring out a rectangle, and here in this rectangle I want it to maybe come here, and then expand it, then cover this space, then give it a color. I can come right here and then give it color, probably we're going to be giving it this color. But I want to tell you, like I said, all these elements that you are having, you can use the pictures that you brought into your design as a mood of color. So if we decide to bring this picture again, and then if we decide to bring this picture and then drop it here in our design, maybe we reduce it, we drop it inside our design. If we go again to this color, we are going to see the mode of that color again. We're going to see the mode, that is, we're going to see that the color is actually coming out again from the image. So we're going to use this. Don't forget that we have this image already at the back, and then I'm positioning this again on the top of this design. So that shows you have two layers. Two elements, the picture and also the rectangle on it. So all I'm going to do is use this color. Then sometimes I might use gradient. Like if I click on this picture, on this color, on this element, and then I choose this color here, I open it up, I can use either a solid color or I use a gradient. So if I use a gradient, it shows that I can get something vibrant like this. But for me, I I also want to do something. I just want a gradient that will fade out, not a gradient that will have some colors. For example, look at this. I want a gradient that will not bring out color in this place. How am I going to do this? I just have to look at the colors of the gradient. Now I know that I need this, but I don't need this, and I don't want it to show at all. And even if it is there, I don't want it to feel like, oh, it is there. So I'll just come to the second toggle of this box, then I'll just fade this out finally. So if I fade this out finally, you're going to see that you are not going to have any of this color again in this place. So now at the top here I have this color, at the over here I have this color. I have to duplicate this to become two like this. Then I can still place it. That shows I have three objects already on this. And then if I go to positioning, I can rotate it to 180-degree, and when I do, I also going to have something like this. So it's coming out cool. If you can look at it, it's coming out cool. What if we add other things to it, like what we bring the other time, the image in? What if we add something like this in, and then what if we have it like that? Because already we know that what we are doing is to talk about the 50 and verse. You see, I've not even bring any text in, but I've already gotten something really really nice with my design already without even bringing something in. So let's now go further. I might decide to still use other elements, which I just want to explore it for you so that you know that there are lots to designing things like that. Like when I said you should explore the elements, I want you all to explore a lot of things here. There are a lot of things here that you might not be seeing. And then here I want to search for brush. I use brush stroke a lot, so I want to search for brush stroke. Now you can see that we have pro, and then on the graphics we have the pro here. So we can go on to actually look at the one that is free. I think this is a free one, and everybody should be able to access this. Yeah, it's a free one. So all I need to do is uh increase it like this. So and then change the color. Then I might start to change the color to white because I have a white background already at the bottom. So if I change it, I'm going to have something like this. So I don't need to uh uh do much. I just have to come like this. Now what do we observe? We observe that the layer that we just brought, this brush stroke we just brought, actually is obstructing the image here and also the image here. Now to make it easier for us, the moment we have something like this, let's just go to positioning. And when you go to positioning, you use the layer instead of arrange. Just use the layer. So you are going to see the set of how your design is being laid. Already we know the one at the top, which is this, and after that we have this and this and that. So if you decide to drag this and move it up on your phone, it's just something you can do. Just click on it, then it moves. Like if you just can click on it, then it moves like that. Let's see if we have other things that has to come up. This also have to come up because the image, we just want it to be in that position that we don't want it to get obstructed. So like that we have this, then we have this. So you can go again and check. We have so many things. If we actually want this to be, or which is not really going to be good, but it's something we can do, then and so on and so forth, we can do that. Now you are seeing that this design is purely just what we are bringing from outside and the free things that we can actually get from here. So now let's now continue. We can maybe position, we can try adjust some things, do something just really simple. So let's go again by trying to look at the brief. Like I said, this brief is something that we need to follow rightly. Yes, we need to follow it rightly. And then here now, we are going to look at the content. Firstly, let's look at the event content. The event content is this. So we have to copy it, copy the content, then go back to our Canva here, then don't forget that it's just going to be an element, like a text element. Then you can just click any of it, and then from there we can paste it, or you can type it. So now we have this our as our title. It could be better if we have positioned it this way, fine, but we are graphic designer, we need to explore more. We need to show hierarchies. We need to lay emphasis. We need to show that, okay, our design is actually bringing out. It's not just a typing. It's actually bringing out something meaningful to uh to our audience. So what are we going to do in this case? We are going to look for ways of which you are going to be itemizing this hierarchy. Firstly, this hierarchy I'm going to divide into three. One of it is Lagos Island, that place which the event is going to hold. What about this, the bigger event that is coming? What about this, the big event that is on point? So I'm going to break this into three. All I'm going to do is just duplicate, then duplicate. That I have it in theory now. I have this one here. I just want it to be on separate layers. So here I'm going to take the two events off from here, the 50th anniversary and the concert. Here I'm going to take the place off. I'm going to only leave the 50 anniversary, and here I'm just going to leave only the concert. All right, so having this on hierarchies like this, I want to lay emphasis on this because it's the most bigger event that is coming. And then this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually position and said, okay, 50th anniversary is going to be here, this is going to be here, because that's the bigger event that is we want to really lay emphasis on. And how do we lay emphasis? For us to go and look for a font that will work best for this design. Yeah, there are a lot of fonts that we can use, so we can come and then search for fonts that we can use. For me, I want to use this lovely script. Yes, lovely main script. Yes, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to really enhance it because we needed it to come up and like this. Yeah, something like this. What other things am I going to add? Maybe I might consider shadow for an option. I will go to my effect, then use shadow. And using the shadow, you can see already that we have a shadow at the back of this design, of which I can decide to use blur. If I use blur, this shadow is going to come in another way. If you can look at it very well, you see that the shadow is actually fading out. I can decide to position like this. I can decide to offset it like that. What about color? The color is white. Why not changing it to black and see how it's going to look like? It looks really good, right? All right, so let's just leave this like this. Then let's focus again on that because it's the main event. So let's focus more again on this. For now, you see I can't select this properly, so all I'm going to do is go back to my positioning. Then from there I'll be able to select this, so you can see now I can select. So what if we look at this as well and said, okay, for this event maybe I'm going to be using any other font like plaintive, and then probably it's going to be bigger, and then it's going to come like this. Or if I have some Canva elements that I can use, if I come on my element, and here I can just put maybe 50 years anniversary, or 50 years, let's see, 50 years, something like that. So here I have so many 50 years, 50 years, 50 years, 50 years, 50 years, 50 years anniversary, 50 years, but you can see many are pro. Like I said, they are pure, they are majorly pros. So you can see 50 years, 50 years. So if you have a pro version, you can use any of these. You can use any of these. So they are so for people who have a pro version, I'm going to use this. But if you don't have a pro version, you can continue working on that. But here, let me just make use of any of these. I think because we are celebrating 50 years, and then I want it to be good. So let's make use of something like this. We can bring in something like this, and then here I'm just going to lay emphasis on, because this is what event, this event is coming up. Yeah, it's coming up, so it's also going to be big. And then let's consider other ones if we have other ones. um okay, but I think that is cool. Yeah, that is cool. um that is cool. Another one, let's look at this. This is wide enough. Uh we can put this like this. Yeah, something like that. Excuse me. So yeah, something like that can be put, and then let's see how far we can go with other ones. So just explore it, and then find the one that really make sense to you. For example, let's look at this. This one also look great because it's having some kind of thing that I want. Okay, so I'm going to be using this. Yeah, I'm going to be using this. So we have that, and then I will want to delete this, and also want to delete this. I don't need those ones again, because and that's something about graphics, you need to explore it more and more. So I'm not using this, but for you, you can also use that. And then if you can still do more extra work bringing them in, you can still go on your PNG wings. Then the same thing that you are saying, just put 50 years, and then boom, you are going to see them also coming to you. You can decide to explore, and then explore and find the one that is best, or probably maybe you're going to put it you're going to write the full something, so that you can get what you need at you can get what you need really fast. Okay, 50th anniversary. Yeah, this one good in 50th anniversary, but this is already for one church. And then this one 50th anniversary. So like this is also one of it. So you can use any of these. You can use any of these. Just go, just check what works best for you. Just check what works best. From here you can click the moment you click, just explore again. Found, yeah, explore again. You're going to be seeing more. Yeah, you're going to be seeing more. Just explore, and then yeah, like this. If you click on this, it's also, you're still going to be exploring, and then find that okay, you still have some other years celebrating 50 years. Maybe you're just going to put the anniversary somewhere else. So just check what really works for you. So we're going to go back to our design, and then from here, this we don't really need to lay emphasis on it, because it's just the place, the venue where the event is going to come up. So I just want to increase it a bit, then probably put it here, or do some other adjustment. But for now, I will just leave it that way. So with this already, you can see that we have something nice to show. We can show people now that okay, this is the event that is really coming up. But considering some things, the alignment is not really good, because they are not positioned at the center. And all I just have to do is just click on this thing and allow this Canva to also snap areas for me. For example, look at some areas. This is a correct area for the middle of this particular event. So if I come up like this, then definitely this is not positioned well, and probably these two needs to go or come. Then we can have the center like that. So having done that, we can also go back again to the brief and then look at what is actually we are also going to put here. Now we're going to be working with the time. Don't forget that we have a tagline. So firstly, let's work on the tagline. So what are we going to do on this tagline? We just have to copy it, then come back to our Canva, and then from there we'll be able to paste this with our test area and said okay, paste. So here we have the tag, but for me I might want to put this tag up. I might decide to put it up. I want to reduce the font maybe to something smaller or something, because it's just a tagline. So something smaller, then I can expand, and then from here I want it to come really fine here, then change the font, and probably I'm going to be using uh any of this font here. Something I also want you to know is this: please minimize the use of font. Don't use 10 15 fonts in your design. At least at most use 3 font at most. Yeah, use 3 font. Use maybe a script font and then 2 other, maybe sans serif font or serif font. We might not be able to talk more on font, but just know that in your design you are not going to be using every font. You are not going to be using every font. So please just take note of that. And then what else are we going to do is we are going to go back to the brief. Then I will just bring in I will just bring in our test, and then here I just want to bring in the the date, time, and the event. So we're going to bring this into our design right here, and then we are going to use the test here, then paste it. Then you see this one is coming in white. We can change it to black if we want, then change the font to uh DM Sun, because that was what I've been using here and then here. So I want to change it that way. Then I can reduce this, then probably have it this way, or I can decide to use this and bold it like that, or probably change the color to something like this. So I might do what I would love to do with this. So something like that. I might decide to leave it, and then I might even decide to just leave everything to be pure black, and then do some maybe bold and everything like that. So what again am I going to be bringing in this design is the lead apostle coming to this concert, because this also needs to, we just have to lay emphasis on it. So don't forget that we have a brief here, and then the brief said we need to uh have our lead apostle as our guest. So I have to come here and said okay, lead apostle will be here, and then I'll copy it, then take it back to our design. Then I can again have something like this, then paste it. So don't forget that in this design we want to lay emphasis on this. And how are we going to lay emphasis on it? It's quite simple. Just the way we did for the concert, we also want to do the same for this. So I will make sure that I have this in 2 and also in 2 layers, so I'll be able to delete part of this, and also I'll be able to delete. So firstly, I want to work on the guest name. Secondly, I also want to work on the name of our lead apostle. Okay, so let's try and then use the full name as regards the brief. Yes, we can use the full name. If you go to the last section of this brief, we put it really there. Yeah, lead apostle Geoffrey Uwogu. Yeah, we're going to use this instead. So yeah, we are just going to replace this like that. So having gotten this, we want to make this maybe a cursive. Would have been better if we do something nice like that. So what are we going to do? We're going to come to our font, then probably use any of these font, like the one that we've been using before, because we want to make it pronounced. So we just want it to be like that, then actually give it a color. But here we want to also use another font, which is going to be um bold, a little bit bolder. If we use this, can we get the bold font of it? Yes, we can. So we can actually use this way, then reduce it a bit or something like that, because we want our lead apostle to be part of this event. So we can decide to, because we are still going to put the name of the church, so let's just try and put this in a close range to this level, so that we'll be able to uh have him right here. Another thing we might decide to do is to bring his picture. We can as well bring his picture into this event, but in this case I don't want us to do that. I just want us to have a very nice design concept without picture, but just the image and every other thing. So I might decide to bring other image that I have like this. I might decide to bring this image and then reposition it. Then I just want something that will still relate to our concert. I just want it to still be there. So what is left for us is to actually have the name of the church, which we are going to put right here. So how are we going to do that? We are going to go back to our WhatsApp. Then from there, we'll now go back to the brief and see. Yeah, we're working on the second brief here. Yeah, we have the name of the church. We're going to put the name of the church here. Yeah, so we are just going to have this and then copied it. Control C on your keyboard. Yes, then we can come back to our screen, then we'll be able to paste it, and then like that, then we have the church name. Then here I just want to reduce the church name because I don't want it to alter this, or probably we can also make this into 2 so that we will have enough gap. So something like this, make it special. And then here we can make this at the middle, something like that. I discussed this in the previous video. You can select 2 uh layers together and then group them. Don't forget, I do that on our last video. So if you still confused about it, please go back to that video and then try and watch again the video. So here we have this, and then if we can duplicate it again, we are still going to have maybe the congregation name, and then we might have a full address of the congregation again, something like that. Well positioned address. So what you're going to note is this: even as this, there are also still hierarchy. Yeah, there are hierarchy. The church name will be bigger a bit, and then we can have this one also smaller. We can have this one not bold. Yeah, something like that. There must be hierarchy, and then they must all align together. So looking at this design, already we have something to show. In this design, I tried a bit not to use Pro, but I use Pro fixture here. Don't worry, like I said, more pro links for you as regards design. And then don't forget that I have already given you a lot of brief. I just want you to go again into the brief and then try and do something like this. Replicate the same design and look at what you can also do better. And then give us a feedback in your submission list again and let us see how far we can go. Then in the last brief that we are going to be giving out, this is going to be purely for the 50th anniversary. And then I believe by this you'll be able to analyze fully how you can interpret your design, how you can be able to say, okay, this is what we want to do. What do I need to put into this design? How do I source for them? How can I bring them in? And something like that. So last thing I'm going to do on this design is I want to actually make the background, the picture that we put at the back of this image, to be more visible. How am I going to do that? Who can tell me? Okay, so let's just try and do something like that. All I need to do is just go, because I cannot actually view that picture again. I have to go on positioning, and then from here I can come to this image. So I'll be able to pick this image from here and then go to transparency, because we reduce this transparency. That was why we are unable to actually view this. So now looking at it, we can be able to view even this more than we expect. So we can just lower it a bit like that. So just go ahead and do what really works in this design, make it more beautiful and give it a really nice outlook. Now we have really come to the end of this Canva class. I know so well that you are going to have a lot of challenges, but bring all these challenges to our live sections, and then we are just going to be calling names when you raise up your hand, and then we can decide to see how we can solve those issues. We still have the group active. We are still going to be sending a lot of brief to this group. Like for example, just notify us that you have something to do in your congregation. Let's see what we can do to actually bring out nice design for your congregation in that same group. This will keep us working and working and working, so that we can become professional, and then we'll be able to do what is best for our design in the future for the church and also our personal use. So again, I want to thank you so much. So before closing this, I also want to share this design in the group, and then already you have been sending this. It shouldn't be a problem again. So but for those who are just coming in and they are watching this for the first time, you are just going to click on share, and then inside the share you are going to actually have your download. Then from there you can download as PNG, then you will download. So I'm going to attach this particular image together with the video. And again, I want you to go to the brief that you have chosen and also work alongside. Don't, because we work on concert, switch and come up between concerts. Yeah, fine. It might really look nice for all of us to start working on concert, but I just want us to develop ourselves in a way that we will be able to help ourselves in designing and also help the church, our congregations, then try to see if we can do things really nice to actually help ourselves. So all these things really work if we do more practice. Practice will always make you perfect. That is it. Just work on it and then see what you can do. So if it is on rally, go just look at our church all around, just see what works better. Okay, there might have been some rally that has been done so far. Just pick those pictures, then try and then look for another way that you can get it attractive, and then do what really works. Then I will be able to see you again in your submission, your discussions. I'll be able to attend to it, and then on live section we'll be able to address all that is left. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time. Thanks for everything. Thanks for bringing your heart into this group. I can see the energy. It's really, really nice and awesome. I want to really appreciate the effort of our apostles all around Nigeria. They have all tried to bring us all together. It's really, really wonderful. I am well pleased with this. We want to do more in the future. We want to see you doing better in the future. That is our goal. That is our mission. And that is why we are creating this workshop for you. Other things are still coming up. Easy Worship is going to also be taken by Priest Tubosun, which is also going to be our co-facilitator for that event. And then there are still other aspects of OBS, which fully we are going to go on our live streaming part of this workshop. So feel free, explore more, do more on Canva. Then I will see you again in the OBS section. Thank you so much. Bye.